Push and pull. Let's know about push and pull. Force and its effects. Types of forces: gravitational, frictional, magnetic, and muscular. To open or close the door of your room, you pull or push it. Similarly, to move your table, chair, or any other object from its position, you pull or push it. This pull or push is called force. Force plays an important role in our daily life. No work is possible without the application of force. Push and pull. A push and a pull are opposite forces, meaning they move objects in different directions. We push or pull things around us to get different jobs done and while performing different activities. A push is the force that moves an object away from something. While pushing an object, we use our strength to move it forward. Even when we walk, we push ourselves against the ground to move. Some examples of push are closing the door of the refrigerator after getting some snack, kicking the football, pushing the book while putting it back on the bookshelf, rolling a large rock across the playground, pushing the striker while playing carom. A pull is the force of bringing an object closer. While pulling an object, you hold it and use your strength to move it towards you. Some examples of pull are pulling your socks up while getting ready for school, pulling the rope while playing tug of war with your friends, opening the front door using the door handle, running by taking a moving toy like the car on the floor, moving the shopping cart down from the grocery store. Force. A force is a push or a pull of an object that causes the object to speed up, slow down, change shape, or change direction on which it is applied. In other words, a force is what causes an object to move. We use force to do the following things. A force can move a body at rest. It can also increase the speed of a moving object. For example, when a football is kicked, it begins to move. A force can slow down a moving object. It can also stop the moving object. For example, when a goalkeeper catches a football, the ball stops. A force can change the direction of motion of a moving object. For example, when a cricket ball is hit with a bat, the ball changes its direction due to the force applied on it. A force can change the shape and size of an object. For example, when dough is rolled out to make chapati, the force applied on the dough changes its shape and size. Types of forces. The forces that we experience in our day-to-day life are of various types. Some of them are discussed here. Gravitational force. Anything that is thrown up comes down. For example, if a ball is thrown upwards, it comes down after some time. This happens due to a force called gravity. The force that pulls everything towards the center of the earth is called the force of gravity or gravity. Gravity is very important in our everyday lives. Without Earth's gravity, we would fly right off our planet. Sir Isaac Newton first wrote his theory about gravity after watching an apple fall to the ground. Do you know? On Earth, gravity keeps the air around us and everything else from drifting off into space. Gravity also causes hot air to rise while colder air falls, which in turn causes wind. Frictional force. The force that acts whenever any two objects slide or come in contact with each other is called frictional force or friction. For example, when you try to push a book along the floor, friction makes this difficult. Friction always works in the direction opposite to the direction in which the object is moving or trying to move. Friction always slows down a moving object or stops it from moving. A rough surface causes more friction than a smooth surface. That is why a ball travels a shorter distance on a grass surface than on a tiled floor. Magnetic force, a force that can attract, pull closer, or repel, push away objects that have a magnetic material like iron and nickel inside them. Magnetic objects is called magnetic force. A magnet can also attract or repel another magnet with its magnetic force. A magnet has two poles, north pole marked as N and south pole marked as S. Unlike poles attract each other, whereas like poles repel each other. Do you know, both gravitational force and magnetic force don't actually have to have contact between the objects, they act at a distance. Muscular force. The force that is applied using parts of the body like arms or legs is called muscular force. It is the force that results due to the action of muscles and is a contact force, since there is a contact between the surfaces. Muscular force is needed whenever movement of the body occurs. Walking, lifting, running, standing, pushing, pulling and carrying things are different kinds of work that we do with the help of our muscles. In a nutshell, force is a push or pull acting on an object. A push is the force that moves an object away from something. For example, kicking a football. A pull is the force of bringing an object closer, for example, opening the door by using the door handle. Force can move a stationary object, stop a moving object, change the direction of a moving object, and change the speed and shape of an object. Force can be of various types: gravitational force, frictional force, magnetic force, and muscular force. The force that pulls every object towards the center of the earth is called gravitational force. The force that acts whenever the two objects slide or come in contact with each other is called a frictional force. The force with which a magnet attracts certain metals, such as iron and nickel, towards itself is called magnetic force. The force exerted by our muscles to do certain work is called muscular force.